All right. We here. Well, I said we here. I'm the only one on stage. Let me pull the fellas up. Yo, what's good?
What's good? My man.
B was shaking.
What's going on?
Tino. You muted. Adrian, what up though?
Yo, what's poppin', bro?
Tino, check. Sound check.
My check.
Yeah, we in the building, man. We in the building. I like it. All right, man. We here, man. It's 9 a.m. Nice and early, although I think it's 5 of us. So that's, what's that? 75% of us? What's the math on that? 65% of us been up. Yeah, the nigga drinking water and the nigga with the glasses on the bottom, they just woke up. So shout out to them. Get him to stand people in the building. So this is inside the locker room, man. This is guy talk. You know what I mean? We're gonna keep it real. This might be risky. That's the channel, so you already know what time it is. All right, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell them right now. Send somebody the link so that they can, be informed. You know what I mean? All right. So I got a little clip for the first topic. Bear with me 1 second. Everybody good though?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So hold on. So I know y'all seen B before, Reverend B, his nickname. I know y'all seen Adrian before. I got my man Catino in the building, one of the smartest niggas I know. I don't know why he likes school so much, but it is what it is.
I always learn, man.
Fact, you learn a lot though, goddamn.
Never cease learning.
Yeah, but let somebody else get some. My man Bub in the building. DC, choose direction, choose your own path. He got We Major Clothing. One of my inspirations from a long time, man. One of the first dudes I met that I really had an admiration for. So, you know what I mean? And he say what he want. He been grinding for a minute. He's seen a lot. So I just want to give a little introduction to them. And of course, I'll put the links, for the clothing and all that in the description too. So I just want to intro them a little bit because I know y'all never seen them before we get started. All right. Where is it? All right.
I think that toxic masculinity is definitely a real thing. It's kind of just the idea of what masculinity should be, but it goes wrong a lot of the times, saying that violence, sex, power, being a controlling person makes you a man.
I see it in very unfortunate places, like when the young men or boys in my family, even from like toddler age, are told you shouldn't be crying. Boys don't cry. And what that turns into, I see it when I'm in a bookstore and a guy who tries to get my number says, why y'all always got to act like that? And he sincerely had this like cracking voice, like he was hurt, but it was an entitlement. And that's toxic masculinity. It's saying like, you don't realize how your behavior is harmful.
What does toxic masculinity mean? Is it character traits? Is it upbringing?
The suppression.
All right, so just to add a little context, but I hear this shit all the time, right? Toxic masculinity this, toxic masculinity that, and I'm just not so sure. So the question I have for the panel is, does toxic masculinity actually exist? Does toxic masculinity actually exist? B.
I would say yes, but I would disagree with some of the examples that the females said. Toxic masculinity, I wouldn't say it's controlling or a man will feel entitlement. I mean, I don't see how that would be toxic masculinity. I don't know where she got that from or her thinking behind that. But I would say under certain circumstances it could exist. I would say that. I just think that their examples were a little off. I guess it was just all depending on the individual and how they look at it.
I know, but God, we asking you.
Oh well, yeah, I answered. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it exists, absolutely.
So yes, it exists.
Yeah.
But you don't agree with her examples.
I mean, I don't agree with the example for when she said the entitlement and the controlling. I mean, I just don't see how that would fall into toxic masculinity.
Thanks, B. Bub, what you feel? Does toxic masculinity exist?
I'm going with no. I don't even like that word.
Go ahead.
Being in the forefront of masculinity. I don't even like the two being, in the same sentence. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just me. Going off of the example that, Shorty tried to throw out there, like, a guy approaching her and he's feeling entitled, on behalf of trying to, speak to her or whatever. Like nowadays, like keeping it funky. Nowadays, because of like social media and shit like that, like some men don't even know how to like how do we even like I've been out of the game for a minute, like, but like how do you even bag a woman like nowadays? What do you even say to a woman when you feeling her and you trying to talk to her? Like the old methods I guess don't work anymore, and like the new ways I guess women take offense to it.
Yeah, he couldn't. I guess he said hi, and it was a bookstore, so it was inappropriate.
Like come on, like come on now, knock it off. Like seriously now, like how we like if we single, like how we supposed to approach y'all now? We can't walk up to y'all no more and be like, damn, yo, I think you fire, though. Like, I'm feeling those jeans or shoes or whatever. Like, without like even that, like that's like a compliment, but a female might take that like in the wrong way. Like, yo, who are you to approach me? Like, damn, I'm trying to like maybe I could change your life. Like, how am I supposed to approach you?
You remember you can't tell them to smile anymore either.
Yeah, like that's crazy.
All right,
like
Tino. Does toxic masculinity exist?
It's interesting.
Nigga blew his breath.
Yeah, when you told me the topic, I was definitely interested in it. It's something I actually did a project on, and when I started the project, I watched a couple of videos, of men actually talking about toxic masculinity and what they felt it was and how they felt it. It impacted their lives. Like one brother, he had just gotten out of jail. He my man was facing life in prison, but he got out early and actually did a TED talk on what he felt toxic masculinity was and how it impacted him. For my personal self, what I've come to believe since then or understand, I would agree with not even liking the term. Because it kind of tries to attack masculinity, which is something that's under attack and we need to defend. There's nothing wrong with being masculine, but at the same time, there's nothing wrong with being feminine. If you've ever read the book, The Way of the Superior Man, it talks about how there's feminine energy, there's masculine energy. I can admit that back in the day, a lot of times when I was chilling with young ladies, or keep it a buck, it was really because I just wanted that feminine energy around. Like sometimes it turned to sex when it really shouldn't even had to. So a lot of friendships were probably ruined that could have been monogamous just because things got sexual when it was really about having that feminine energy around so that you can have that correct balance. You can have that yin and yang, have your masculine, have your masculine energy, have your feminine energy. Any man that kind of really starts to evolve understands that feminine energy exists and they tap into their feminine energy. So if we ask the question, like, do we have, toxic masculinity? I would say no, we have toxicity as period. Men can be toxic, women can be toxic. Although the definitions differ from a clinical perspective, when you look at the definitions that they have for toxic masculinity versus the definition that they have for toxic feminism, they focus purely on traits that are typically associated with that sex. So masculine traits. If it's overly masculine, that's what they feel is toxic masculinity. If it's overly feminine, that's what they say is toxic femininity. But if you actually look at toxic behavior, you can't just go based on those definitions, because those definitions they keep patriarchal perspectives where it's like you feel that boys have to do this or boys have to do that or girls have to do this or girls have to do that, and that's not how the world operates anymore. So we can't have a perspective like that.
Question, Tino.
Yeah.
Before we get to Adrian, have you ever heard anybody say toxic femininity?
I have not.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it, but we hear toxic masculinity all the time. And a lot of times it's unfortunate when we're hearing it because it's an attack on masculinity, which we can't have, especially in the Black community. We already have a bad situation anywhere where about maybe 70% of our male boys are being raised by single parents, single moms. And so we already have a problem with the big fact that our men aren't raising our boys to be men. So even if we wanted to have a conversation about toxic masculinity, if we want to use that term, then we have to ask the question, well, how are these men getting this way? Especially if in a Black community, 70% of our boys are being raised by single moms. Where's that behavior coming from then?
Word. Facts.
It's a question we got to ask.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're going to get some answers for that question. Let me get Adrian in here. Adrian.
Yo,
man.
I think it exists only because like too much of anything can be bad.
Right.
Like too much of anything and that's in excess could be bad. But I don't know what it looks like. Right. I think like even in the examples, I think people will just attach anything that they don't like and say, oh, that's toxic masculinity. Right. Like even in the clip you gave, just because he said something about her not saying hi, that has nothing to do with masculinity at all. But people just take any little thing they don't like that a man does and they put it in this little thing called toxic masculinity. And so it gets spreads out so far and you have so many definitions that it's not really true. From the way that I look at it, nothing about masculinity is bad at all. And as soon as you throw the word like toxic in front of it, you're now talking about something completely different.
So question though, you saying technically because anything in excess can be bad, therefore this does exist?
Yeah, but I just don't know what it looked like. Right? Like if you drink way too much water every day, like I'm sure that can affect you in a negative way. Right. So I feel like I just don't know what that looks like, or even based on depending on what definition you kind of use, maybe it's not possible when it comes to masculinity. But so in a whole vacuum, that's why I say like, yeah, it could be possible, but I just don't see it. And what everybody else is defining it as, it's typically not masculinity at all that they're talking about.
Yeah, but
that was my thinking behind it as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You and B kind of on the fence with some shit. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like you saying technically it exists, but you don't know where to find it. So does it exist? If you don't, you never spotted it.
I mean, it's like Adrian said, I guess too much of anything could be bad. I mean, that was just my thinking going on. I mean, But again, the examples that they use, I just wouldn't define that as toxic. I'm in a grocery store and a woman's in the grocery store, and I approach the woman and say, "Hey, how you doing? Can I get your number?" And the bitch sit back and say that's toxic. But no, bitch, that ain't toxic. Okay, you and the bitch. Okay, that's not toxic. So bitch can't use that as an example. But if you so let's say you a man and you walking around all day with your chest out and you aggressive and you alpha male too much and all that other bullshit. Okay, I mean that could potentially be toxic. Okay?
To who though? I think it's
to it. I guess I don't know. I mean,
because I think feminine women want masculine men, and they want alpha men. I think that it might be men who feel challenged by that alpha man may look at him as toxic, but I don't see that as being toxic if you in the forefront.
I think so. It's toxic, period, but it has nothing to do with masculinity because
Right.
women walk around doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's like this. It's a horrible name. To keep it a buck. Like if the things that toxic masculinity, like they have this man box, and everything that they consider toxic masculinity goes into that man box, right? These things, like she said, one of them, do not cry. Like I'm little man's due in May. I'm not going to tell them don't cry, but I'm going to teach them to be tough. And that's the purpose for, saying do not cry. That's why our fathers and even our mothers, I was raised by a single mom. It wasn't my dad telling me don't cry. It was my mom telling me don't cry. So again, like we have it's a horrible definition, a horrible name for what they're calling it. It shouldn't be named toxic masculinity. If toxic behavior exists, there are men that have toxic behavior. There are women that have toxic behavior.
I think that's the lens I should be looking at it from, toxic behavior.
And based on traits, I mean, there are masculine traits that can be things that are associated with toxic behavior, but women can have those same traits. Women can do the same thing. Women can be womenizers. Let's keep it a stack.
Yeah. I guess what we don't see, it's hard for people to define it because all she did was name some
she gave horrible
behaviors that she.
I'm busy right now, Terrell.
Oh God.
You're not on mute.
Okay.
He yelled at him shit. He turned his camera off. He meant to mute himself.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, you turned the camera off, boy. You should have just hung the phone up.
Oh shit! Damn. I'm sorry, y'all. My fault.
Yeah, there's just no real definition. And the thing is if this is true, then it should be also true for femininity. But think about it. If you say it out loud, Bub, correct me if I'm wrong. Would I ever say, hey, woman, ma'am, miss, whatever, you are acting too feminine?
Hell no. No. No.
It don't even sound.
It don't. Those type of words won't ever come out of a man's mouth. No.
Right.
Like we don't even think to those type of levels.
We do, but it's different terminology because what they consider femininity is different. So for toxic femininity, it's like being too accepting of aggressive behavior. So if you're in a relationship, you're being like, and it's an abusive relationship. Staying in that abusive relationship from a feminist perspective, that's toxic femininity.
Well, see, feminist and then femininity are not, those are contradictions, right? Because the feminist is in her masculinity, right? That's right, how feminists act. But femininity, in the term, a man wouldn't say a woman was too feminine, therefore she stayed.
We'll probably say she's too sensitive. She's too sensitive.
Weak. She might just be weak, but feminine isn't weak.
Sensitive, gullible. You know what I'm saying?
Based on the definitions. Like Psychology Today, they have some good definitions. Based on the Psychology Today definitions, femininity is like those supposed feminine traits versus the masculine traits. Yeah, I mean, like keeping it a buck. Like we have to, as human beings, we have to accept the fact that masculinity and femininity exist, and masculine energy and feminine energy exists, and it's our choice on which, I mean, we could, a man could tap into too much feminine energy.
Yeah. Now, question:
is he still a man?
Yeah, he got a penis. He got a penis, right?
Yeah.
So he qualifies.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of us, keeping the pronouns based on
Oh yeah,
how
yeah.
you were born,
Based on
right?
pronouns. Based on pronouns, absolutely yes.
So what?
Like it's tapping into like back in the, like keeping it buck. When did you start wearing pink or vibrant colors?
Cameron.
Yeah, we
Everybody
can't
know that.
Yeah.
That's like people view that as tapping into femininity. Like, I mean, 60, 70 years ago, 40 years ago, probably wasn't happening. You probably wouldn't catch men in pink.
Yeah, I guess pink is considered a feminine color, but it's also a derivative of red. And we know in that time, you know, there was blood and all that stuff. So I think that's how people kind of like, oh, okay, I can see it, you know. But so what, Bub, let me ask you, right? Because Adrian and B was stumbling and shit. What is there a definition for toxic masculinity?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not giving that a definition. No, because to me, like I said, I don't feel like that should exist. Like I hate the way like in today's society, like they've been trying to strip like masculinity from us for a while now. Like, come on now. I'm a man's man. Don't try to like box me in and tell me I should calm down or be more sensitive or, you know, change my approach. Like, cause that's not happening. You know?
Why though?
I am.
Let me challenge you. Why though? Like, why not be more sensitive? In certain situations, it may call for it.
Here's the okay. You know
what? Masculinity, and so that's why they say toxic masculinity. Like comments like that. Like that's where it comes from.
You know what? Let me back up real quick. I'll give you that. You know why? I'm gonna keep it funky with you. When I had my kids, I became more, you know, sensitive. My son, my daughter, and so in that area, yeah. But when I'm out in the world, like like I said, I'm a man's man. So if you disrespect me, I'm gonna handle it accordingly. You know what I'm saying? No matter who you are, male or female, I don't tolerate disrespect. But like when it comes to like my kids, like you gotta tone it down to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? But like when I'm out in society, don't try to tell me how you think I should think or act towards certain situations. You know what I'm saying? I'm not following society's norms that you want me to follow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was raised a certain way. I was taught certain things, and I'm sticking to that to the day I die.
But I think the misconception that we always have is just because you're a man, somebody's going to associate that with toxic masculinity, and it has nothing to do with it. It could be just how you were raised. Me and my sister were raised the same way. Like we were raised like, don't hit nobody first, but if somebody hits you first, smoke them.
Yeah. And like, I think, I don't know who said it earlier, but like, I was raised by a single mother with two sisters, but I still came out how I came out. You know what I'm saying? Even with no man around,
Facts.
You know, I there was certain, you know, other male figures in my family or in my life that I associated with, but it wasn't like on an everyday basis. On an everyday basis, I just had that one woman and two sisters. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
And you know, I feel like I came out like okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
word. Yeah, so, I mean, I think I don't think a man can be too masculine. That's weird to me.
Nah, that sounds wild, man. That sounds wild to me.
And then this world, to Bub's point, anybody correct me if I'm wrong, this world is too mean to us for us to be leaning into femininity when we outside.
Exactly.
You know, I think the children, I think your wife, I don't think it's feminine to be sensitive to them. You know what I'm saying? To be soft towards them. You know, that's not a feminine thing. That's actually a man thing, right? Because men protect, provide, and care for and will give their life for those things that they love. That's man shit. That's not feminine shit in my opinion. What you think? Anybody?
I can honestly say, like, I didn't even, yo, I didn't even. I think I started crying like 17 years ago. I started. I'm keeping it funky. I cry as an adult, as a grown man. Yo, I called my mother one day, yo, and I cried because I didn't get a job. Dead ass. I cried because I wanted that job so bad. And when I didn't get it, I cried. I think I was like 28 years old, yo. That was the first person I called my mother and I cried. And you know, since after that shit, like I can honestly say, like there's been times that, you know, I cried in front of my wife, and it is what it is. But before that, like, nah, I wasn't really crying like that. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't because, you know, I was raised to, you know, not cry because I'm a boy or one day I'm gonna be a man. It's just that, you know, never really had like a reason, you know, to be crying like that.
Yeah,
you know
we don't do if let me ask you, B. If a man cried because of pain, how do you feel about that?
He's crying. He's a man. It's natural. What the fuck is supposed to do? Not cry? Just sit there and ball it in, man.
Okay. So you saying if he break his arm, he cried? That's cool.
What is he supposed to do?
Okay, so you saying yeah?
Yeah, he cried. That's normal. What's wrong with
Tino? Okay, Tino.
Nothing wrong with crying, bro.
If a man break his finger and he cry, that's all right.
It's nothing wrong with crying for whatever reason a person has, man.
Yeah,
it's a human thing to do.
Okay,
you gotta let it out. You gotta let those emotions out in some manner. That's a healthy manner. Another manner, you know, is an unhealthy manner is violence. Crying.
No, don't. If a man break his finger and cry, you cool with that?
If he broke his finger and cry, if it hurt that bad, cry, bro.
Okay,
I ain't cool with that.
Cry, bro.
Hold on, let me ask Adrian. Hold on, bro. Let me ask Adrian.
Yeah.
Adrian,
I agree. Like if for anything he want to cry about, a man could cry.
No, I didn't ask you that.
Oh
If a
yeah,
man break his finger and cry.
Yeah,
cool?
he can cry. It's cool.
But
Like you
if
mean
a man
I'm probably not gonna cry. I'm probably gonna hiss like shit.
So you saying
I'm probably not gonna cry, but you know, something might happen that might make you cry, bro.
All right, no, you already answered. So yes. Bub, if a man break his finger and cry, that's cool.
Hell no.
Hold on.
Yo, if
So how can you cry about a job but not cry if you're in pain?
Wait, hold on. Hey, Adrian, I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
That job was about to put me in a position to better my life and my family.
He might be a ball player.
I had a baby. Like I needed that bread. You feel me? But like if I'm playing football, we on the football field, and my man next to me just broke his finger on the plate, he started crying. I'm gonna look at his ass like, yo, you serious right now? Hey, really? Are you serious right now? Put that finger off and let's keep it pushing. You serious? Come on,
Yo, that sounds crazy, bro. Like
it does, but we've seen it though, bro.
Nah, we ain't seen it.
Hold on, think about it. How many times you watching a game and you see somebody tear their ACL or something like that, and then the man cry? You know?
Oh, but it's not pain though. They not crying. They pain. They
could be a combination of both, bro.
Nah, it's not. They don't care. So like when Dak ripped his ACL or his was it ankle, and then. Yeah. Like he ain't crying because remember he signed that franchise tag and he ain't had that contract. Them niggas don't cry for no pain. It's crying because of the same reason Bub was crying, because of the opportunity that was lost. Like they don't. JJ Watt broke his back, bro. Walked himself to the ambulance. He wasn't crying at all. Like that's illegal, bro.
And check this though. So the question probably should have been asked differently. And let me say why. Let me say why. All right, there's some. I know you well enough to know that the assumption that when that question was asked, football's probably in mind. If a football player breaks his finger and cries, I'm probably gonna look at you suspect, no cap.
Yeah.
But just a regular question the way it was asked, if a man breaks his finger and cries, some dudes probably never did anything physical in their life. That man breaks his finger, he's probably never felt pain like that.
I know, but we just saying.
I got one for you.
Go ahead.
Your father in the kitchen, you know what I'm saying, trying to fix like a cabinet or whatever. And he banged his finger with a hammer and he start crying in front of you and your mother. How you gonna feel?
I'm gonna look at him like, bro, why you crying?
That's the point. That's the point.
Why are you crying, bro?
Hurt
that bad.
Come on now.
Possibly hurt that bad.
Come on, man. We gotta knock it off. We gotta knock it off. Like, nah, you ain't gonna be out here crying. Knock that off.
If your dad bang his finger and start crying, bro, that's not your dad no more.
What? Exactly.
That's boy who live in the big room.
Yeah.
Think about it, Tino. He go to get the big piece of chicken. You like, bro, you remember that time?
All right, so I got a question. So is you talking about like boo-hoo crying or just like tears coming down your face?
Come on, man. Stop.
Can we because a toothache done sat me down. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of no other pain where I was crying, but a toothache that had you balled up, you know what I'm saying, under the cover, tears coming down and everything.
Yo, whatever, bro.
So I'm gonna tell you some level, like, and it's gonna be this is definitely a level of pain that had me sleep in the bed with my mom and cry. 17 years old. I got into a bar fight, got hit in the eye with a Heineken bottle. Heads up, them shits don't break. That had me crying. That definitely had me crying.
Hey, the dude that hit you in the eye with the Heineken bottle.
He caught the business.
He still alive?
I don't really know. Like, I mean, that night I know he went to the hospital.
Rightfully so.
People was looking for him, but
rightfully so.
I don't really know. That was many years ago.
You probably wasn't crying. It was natural, so that your eye just started watering. That's all it was. It wasn't no tears.
Man, that shit hurt.
It probably hurt. You wasn't crying though. That's just it was just your eye watering.
Man.
No, I could dig it though. Like I feel the no crying thing, but I think so many times it's used against men, right? So that's why I'm like, in any situation, if a man want to cry, like go ahead and cry, because when we keep it built in, like my man was talking about, like it comes out as anger and aggression. That's the only way that a lot of times it seems to be acceptable, right? To display our feelings as men. That's all a lot of people know. Growing up is like the lashing out to express yourself. So crying is such a healthy, release. That's why I always push it. I promote it in terms of, if it happens, it's not a negative thing, right? It's actually a good thing. So, but when I'm thinking about the pain piece, though, the only time I can think about is when I had that toothache, man. That toothache sat me down, yo.
I agree with you on that toothache, because I dealt with that myself, but even that though, Adrian, like I'm not gonna reserve tears for that. Like tears gotta come through it. To me, like the tears gotta be like something like deeper, man. Like I reserve tears for like children, real shit, like real life situations, man. Like
grief.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
so you're saying anything but physical pain. So like if it's like emotional, relationship wise, like it's cool, but physical pain is never a reason to cry.
Yeah, I can't reserve tears for physical pain, man. Okay. I'm just being honest. I got hit by a car, yo. That shit blew me out of my sneakers. Like literally, and I didn't cry. I didn't cry.
Yo, nah, bro. And just get up or don't. Fuck it. Crying ain't a thing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Hell nah. Look. Hey, shout out for the candor for sure, man. I think it's good for y'all to be what I would deem vulnerable in that conversation. Although it's funny, but nah. You break a finger, toothache, get hit by a car, ain't no crying.
Nah.
All right. Shit, you got a wife that might see you. Nah, hell nah. Nope. All right. I got another question, man. First off, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. This is inside the locker room, so it's all men being candid conversation. And the gentlemen I asked to be up here, which is an honor, are candid. They're successful. They serious, you know, but they know how to have a good laugh. So I think it's awesome. All right, let me find this topic real quick. Once again, our IG's right here. You know, definitely follow us there. B actually runs the IG, so you know all the clips and the videos you see, he posts them. So I appreciate that. All right. So you ever see the women, right, that be out? They a little bit over the hill, a little bit past their prime, but you can't tell them nothing. Y'all ever seen women like that?
All the time.
How about you, Adrian?
Yeah.
Huh? Especially at home, bub. I know you see it.
All the time.
Hey, I was out with my cousins, right? And they, you know, I don't know how to say it. They a cheesesteak away. I'm DJing. The bartender come over like, hey, they with you? I'm like, yeah. They like, yo, they can't come back here no more. They asked him to remake the drink. One of them asked for to remake the Corona. I said, what the fuck? What y'all over there doing, yo? But you can't tell them nothing though. You know what I'm saying? But my question is this our fault?
No.
Nah, that ain't our fault.
No, that's
so
not.
now hear me out. Are they still getting smashed? Are they still getting talked to? Are cats still buying them drinks and all that?
I'm sure you probably got one or two beta
somebody-
males or something out there that's probably buying them a drink or two.
Huh?
I'm sure you probably got a beta male or a simp out there that's probably buying them a drink or two.
So you never smashed the heavy chick?
A heavy
Older
chick, yeah, well, you know, absolutely, but
So
Dudes
how does
definitely
she
still
know?
smashing, though.
Huh?
Dudes is definitely still smashing. Don't get me wrong with that, but
And so now in their head, they're like, oh, I still got it. Nigga's still on me.
nah, that ain't nah.
All right, go ahead.
At the end of the day, dudes still gonna smash because they need that 60 seconds of release. But after that, it's pretty much like a wrap. It ain't something you gonna go around, telling everybody that you did victoriously. You know what I'm saying? You just gonna keep that in the wraps. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I
But
know, but
you definitely gonna smash though.
so, but when you get in there, Tino, right? She ain't the best looking. She a little heavy. You know, she 39 and a half. You know what I'm saying?
You said she is the best looking, or she ain't?
She's not. Nah, it's all knots. Not, right? But you get in there, to get in there, you still gonna say certain things. Put a battery in her back. And then she go outside like, yeah, that guy, you got to take some responsibility, yes or no?
I don't know, bro. Like, cause I mean, I'm not. That's not what I'm checking for. When I was out there, that's not what I'm checking for. So I don't know. Like, and plus, I don't lie, bro. I don't like to lie. Like, I can't. So if other cats want to go out there and gaslight, yo, have at it, bro. Like, I can't.
So you saying you can't? You don't have any cons? You can't speak on it?
I can't speak on it, bro. Like, it's been a minute since I did one of those. Like, it's been a minute.
But you do admit that you did one of those.
Oh no, we all have, yo.
Right.
We all have. We all smashed the savage. We all have.
Scutterbug. All right, Adrian. I'm not saying we fully responsible, but do we have to take some responsibility when these women don't know they hit the wall?
Yeah, man, we do. I think we because at first I was like, nah, but now that we do. And it's because when we going into it, we only looking for one thing, right? Like that used to be one of my things. When I would go out, let me find a little ugly joint to get the confidence right. You know, let me just set up an automatic joint. So I got 7 automatic. You know what I'm saying? All right, now let me, you know what I mean? But you right, yo, because now I can't even do it, right? It's just so much, but it's because of how I used to act and how men do. Like we'll big them up because we want to sleep with them, and because of that, when we really, it's really like a itch we just trying to scratch. But they take that like you were saying, like, oh, I still got it, and and it's like you not. Yo.
But is that our fault or is that their fault?
It's their friends. It's their friends' fault because their friends are the ones that's letting them leave out the house like that in the first place.
Because if they don't know what we're doing after, then that's not our fault. I mean, if they can't figure that out, then that's just their fault.
Yeah, but we be hyping too. Like we be too nice. Like my man said, he don't lie, so he not even gonna be put in that situation no more. You know what I'm saying? But while they sitting there talking, we know we be stretching the truth a yard sometimes.
But a grown woman, they would know we're stretching the truth, and I mean, they should know some of this stuff. I mean,
I'm just saying we add to it. We do add to it. If nobody did it, they wouldn't. I think that the likelihood of them acting like that would decrease greatly. Because now we at the point where we run into some of them, we quick to like we won't even deal with it, you know, like at all.
Some of them are just like confident regardless, though. We know a few too.
Yeah.
I don't think their hit rate is that high though.
Nah, we know a couple that like they savage and like every time we go out we see them bagging something new.
Well, yeah. Well, wait, hold on. So, but what you mean they hit rate? What?
Like they get smashed every time they step out.
Go ahead. Hold on. I want to hear Bub define.
Let me break it down. Like your hit rate. If you sitting in your house, you getting ready to step out, and you a woman, and you saying to yourself, "Yeah, I know I'm gonna go out tonight, and you know I'm gonna bag time." Nah, that ain't happening that often. You might catch a guy on a drunk night that's slipping that ain't had no buns in a minute. You know what I'm saying? That you know is like way out of your range, and you might just get lucky that night. You know what I'm saying? Like. Ain't no guy going out and saying to myself, like, listen, man, I'm about to bag the trashiest female in this fucking spot tonight. That's not happening. You know what I'm saying? But you catch a cat slipping, I ain't had no buns in a smooth 4 months, and them lights about to come on, and he looking at shorty that's sitting at the bar, you know what I'm saying? 270, you know what I'm saying? One breast hanging out her blouse or her shirt or whatever, and he might take a chance, and that just might be her lucky night. You know what I'm saying? But she can't go home or the next day and tell her friends that, you know, yeah, I'm that chick. Like, nah, girl, calm down. You know what I'm saying? Homie, you just call homie slipping, but trust me, he ain't gonna go back and tell his boys about you. That's gonna be kept under wraps forever. Trust me.
But but we appreciate the clarity, the clarification. Tino, though, like you're saying, we know a few big scutterbugs, right? And they be outside acting up, like, you know what I'm saying?
No shame, bro.
Middle of the dance floor. Oh. You know what I'm saying? And I seen them get lucky though.
That's the right word. Lucky. Lucky. But like I said, that hit, that luck ain't gonna happen every fucking Friday or Saturday night.
It might though, bro, because like think of it's like confidence. Like even my little brother, he seen me like in my prime bagging. And the thing, I mean, my thing is I've always had confidence. Like my confidence through the roof. So like you could, and that's how ugly dudes bag baddies every now and then because that confidence hit different, bro.
Yeah, I agree
Obviously,
with that.
the most attractive person in the room.
I agree with that. But ain't nobody checking for Lizzo every Friday or Saturday night. You feel me?
Confidence hit different, bro.
Yo, but I think for us, confidence can speak volumes. So there's one battle rapper. He said, "Women think I'm cute, but I'm ugly. We see through different mirrors because my features and my attitude could show a different man." Like we can have money, power, respect when we walk in the room. If everybody dapping you, like women see that and they gravitate towards that. You know what I'm saying? But when Lizzo doing it, we like, yo,
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here.
you know what I mean? Like it's just not. They don't got the same. They can't balance it, or can they? You know what I'm saying? Like we could balance how we look with other things.
Yeah.
I don't know if women got that same luxury.
Nah, it's not the same. Let me give y'all a prime example, and I don't know if y'all ever experienced it. You know, now that we older, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put yourself in a situation where back in the days you may have wanted a specific type of chick, but she used to act like she was too good for you, or you wasn't up to her standards. But now that 15, 20 years down the line, they want to approach you now that they all beat up bad, got fucking 5 kids and 5 different baby fathers.
Mm-hmm.
Now they want to approach you like, yo, you know what? I used to like you back in the days, and I just never said nothing. Like, what's good now? I don't know. Beat it.
You blew your shot.
You want me now? You want me now because you see that I leveled up. But way back when you was bad and I wanted you, you wasn't checking for me. But now you got these 5 baby fathers and these 5 little badass kids running around.
Yeah.
Get out of here, bro.
Like that happened to me. Like that was
Put him in the fucking bedroom.
in South Carolina. When I was living in South Carolina, I was really feeling this woman, but she it just didn't work out. And her father, you know, he told me to leave her alone and blah blah this and blah blah that. And one day, me and her mother, we got into it, and I cursed the mother out and stuff like that. And it just didn't work out. Now we're talking 7, 8 years later. I've moved away. Now you want to try to rekindle it. Bitch, ain't nothing to rekindle. Rekindle. You done got 2. For one, you got 2 kids now, so you a -0 now. Ain't shit to rekindle. Shit, not to rekindle. Hell.
Beat it. I'm not coming to save you.
I don't give second chances.
Beat it. You know what I'm saying?
Dang, so so there is no circumstance, no situation. If you was feeling a joint back in the day, that so what if she's coming around now and she hasn't fell off? Like what if she leveled up to it?
But I'm the type how my feelings work. When it's done and we put distance between us, the feelings for me fall off anyway. So.
But I think y'all talking about 2 different things. So he was just talking about if you try to get at something and she shut you down, and then later on, now that she done fell off, now she coming back to you. Like now she trying to shoot her shot at you or whatever.
Yeah.
You're talking more so from the perspective of if you with somebody, then it's over, and then they try to come back. So I was more so addressing my man in the beginning when let's say you hollered at them 10, 15 years ago, they shut you down, cold shoulder you. Now that you done leveled up, but they've leveled up too, right? So they haven't fell off, body right, everything right, feminine. Now she coming at you like, yeah, I know, boom, 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 but what you kind of been up to? Do you give her a shot now?
Nah. Now I'm gonna keep it funky though. I'm gonna keep it funky because I'm saying no because I'm married now. But now that I'm married, I don't got time for you. You could have been my wife, but you played me. And I'm leveled up now. So you missed this shot. So now even let's say like you gave the example. Let's say now we both in a situation where we both leveled up now.
Yeah.
Hey, we missed that window. That window gone. You feel me?
Ham, what's that sound effect you have? Put him in the fucking bedroom.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here.
You know what I'm saying? Don't come checking for me now because now let's say I wasn't married, right? Let's say I wasn't married. Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna think it's not genuine either. Like you in it for the wrong reasons because I'm leveled up now and we can, we we both in a better situation now. But like, nah, yo, you didn't want to grow with me. You didn't take that journey to grow with me to get to this point. So nah, I'm not checking for you no more, yo. I'm still the same at heart. I'm still the same person you cheated on 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had googly eyes for you then, but you played me. So that's out.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like she like you because you own one.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, nah, I'm checking for you.
Yeah, it could be seen as disingenuous, you know. But also people mature, you know, you look different than you did in high school. You know what I'm saying? So that could be a proponent of it also.
Always forward, never backwards.
Absolutely.
So B, I just want to make sure I get a straight answer. Do we got to take some responsibility in this when these chicks don't know they hit the wall? Because you do shit like what Adrian did. You go in the club, dance with the girl that's less attractive, so you can get that first dance out the way.
No, we don't have to
Now she running around the club like her shit don't stink because Adrian done hopped on as soon as he walked in the club.
We don't take no responsibility for that.
Yeah, that's a friend's fault. That's the friend's fault, bro.
So it's the friends.
That's a friend's fault. Men have nothing to do with that.
I don't know, man. I think if you do that or if you smashing them 3 a.m., you know what I'm saying? They don't know the rules we live by. We don't got no show like Insecure that be telling on us. You know what I'm saying? So they know like we scrolling. 2 o'clock hit, you scroll. 3 o'clock hit, you really scroll.
This the thing though. Can you blend? So you got two different people lying to her. You got a stranger lying to her. You got a friend's lying to her. Who's really at fault here? Her
Both
friends
of them
know her. Her friends should be able to tell the truth.
Oh,
the nigga in the club, he expected to lie. She can't.
You don't really have to lie though. You don't really have to lie. If Shorty beat and you walk up to her, you be like, yo, girl, just give me 5 minutes, yo. All I want with you is 5 minutes. She probably gonna look at you funny, but you say that shit 2-3 times, she gonna know all you want to do is smash. That's it. You don't gotta say, yo, you beautiful. Let me buy you a drink.
And that takes it even further to the point to where it's not our fault.
Right, because
you never told her anything that made her think. Like you said what you
need. Exactly.
But a woman knows if she's beat or not. These women know if they fat, if they ugly, if their breath stink. I mean, these women know this stuff. Shit.
I mean, let's keep it a stat. We all have a mirror. We all know when we straight and when we not.
Yeah.
Like even dudes, like his times with like hit me last time he saw me, hit me on the. He was like, "You getting that dad vibe, bro?" Like, nigga, you chill now, you know. What I mean?
But Tino, that's to your point. They friends don't say shit like that.
Right.
So your point.
It's the friend's fault.
But if you stretching the truth, and then she got a kangaroo pouch, but then she got a fatty. So we look past the kangaroo pouch because of the fatty. She think the kangaroo pouch is okay. Because we never told her I don't like that part, but I like this part.
Yeah, and I think it's like even with the lying, right? It's not even the words, it's the fact that we're entertaining them. But we were only willing to, even though we're only willing to entertain you at 3 a.m, right? Or for those few minutes in the club, that's attention, right? Attention is attention. So we play a role in it. If we give them attention when they're like that, they're going to continue to be like that.
What about them? What about the people that look at them funny? I mean, you don't think they know how to read those looks? Like, shorty, why you got that on?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Like, we try to help them too.
Yeah.
So, it's not our fault, yo. It's not our fault.
All right. So let me go. All right. So B, is it our fault they don't know they hit the wall?
Nope.
Tino, is it our fault they don't know they hit the wall?
Nope.
Adrian, is it our fault they don't know they hit the wall?
Partially. I gotta give a straight yes or no.
Put him in the fucking bed.
No, 100%.
No. It was a yes or no. You did some what the ladies would do. Well, kinda, but then this and now nobody want to hear that shit. Bub, is it our fault they don't know they hit the wall?
No.
See, that's that psychologist shit in you, man. You trying to figure out a way. Man. So look, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. We doing this every Saturday, most high willing. I think this is awesome. This is the locker room, man. And you see the fellas up here, they successful. They already getting it, so they don't mind speaking their mind. You know what I mean? All right, so I don't really mess with Jerry Springer like that, but I do like one of the constructs he created. So B, final thought.
If you're a woman and you fat, it's not our fault.
Jesus Christ. Tino.
Final thought. Let's switch the narrative on toxic masculinity. Let's focus on toxicity.
Bob.
Let men be men. Stop trying to water us down. Stop trying to take our masculinity away from us.
Word. Adrian.
Facts. Nothing about masculinity is toxic. So I encourage my men to continue to, walk in it. There's nothing wrong with being a man,
Yeah, man. Fellas, tap into the sensitivity you need when you need it, But this world is too difficult, too tough on us to be sitting in femininity, if at all, really, So I think our masculinity coincides with our responsibilities on this earth and to our family and to our people, Ladies, like Bub said, I think Tino said, you got a mirror. You know what time it is. If he's saying these things in a club and it's at last call, that's probably one of these, right? Because he had all night, right? So understand, right? Heavy set women are largely unmarried, right? That's something you may need to chime into, right? And I'm not talking about women that had a baby, just like by and large, though. So these things you want to consider, because Lizzo is a meme more than she is an inspiration. All right. So like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And we out.